I'm a Pisces, so you know I like the fish. 5-star meals, eating out your favorite dish. Limelight, all you see is paparazzi. Take you out that whip, put you in a Maserati. Don't trip, my lifestyle kamikaze. New bitch, every time I leave the party. I'm in the park a lot, donuts in my new Ferrari. Get it, I'm on that rose, no Bacardi. She a bad bitch, looking like a Barbie. And I'm fly, looking like a...
Y'all forgot about that, didn't you?
It's fight week, man.
I don't even know where to start. Can Danny Garcia knock Shawn Porter out? That's the way I think he's going to win if he does win. He can't beat Shawn Porter on the cards, in my opinion, because Shawn Porter is just too aggressive. Shawn Porter throws too many punches, and that style of Shawn Porter is very pleasing to the judge's eyes. Now, people say it's wild and rough and all. Keith Thurman, it's a nice bite. Keith Thurman ain't been seen since he fought him and Danny Garcia. Who had the better performance? In my opinion, Shawn Porter, because Keith Thurman was extremely comfortable in there. I mean, uncomfortable. However, when it comes to Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman knew, just like we've learned from the 147-pound division, is that Danny Garcia's power is very well respected in that division. I mean, I can't think of fighters who have said, nah, he really don't hit hard. He will knock you the fuck out if you stand there in front of him. Unfortunately, right now, the fight that people really want to see in the 147-pound division is Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. But right now, business has to be taken care of on the Showtime side, especially since Showtime just signed that crazy new deal with Fox and crazy new deal with Showtime. So guys like Danny Garcia, Shawn Porter, these guys are going to be active, win or loss. The problem is the loser, the fact that these guys are in the prime of their careers, the loser is really not going to get too much respect from the fan side of things, and more so it's going to have to take bigger fights to keep the fans interested, because Garcia at this point in time, even though he still brings in a whole lot of money, he's got to a point where, you know, his system is well known. For example, Shawn Porter has said on camera, you know, after the Garcia fight, if he wins, he will fight Errol Spence. But you would think that would have to be pay-per-view or whatever Showtime's going to do, right? Because if they're trying to put Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence on pay-per-view, then you would have to think Shawn Porter, if he beats Danny Garcia, wins the WBC title, he would fight him on pay-per-view, right? Errol Spence or Mikey Garcia, whoever. Right now, as it stands, both of these guys are fighting for the vacated. He was going to be stripped, likely. Vacated WBC 147-pound title that Keith Thurman dropped. I'm surprised they didn't make a WBC interim, but whatever. I'm happy that they didn't now, looking back on things, because now, you know, we get one champion for the WBC at 147 pounds. No diamond, no, you know, interim or whatever. In regards to the WBA, you got Keith Thurman, who's the WBA Super World, and Manny Pacquiao. Nobody knows what he's going to do, but Eddie Hearn is after him to fight either Amir Khan or Kell Brook. He's the WBA World. Then, of course, Errol Spence, who we've talked about, is likely going to be fighting Mikey Garcia. They're really trying to do that fight. As it stands right now, he doesn't have a mandatory because it's looking like Yordanis Ugas is going to be fighting on this undercard for the WBC in a WBC eliminator. Finessing, Heyman somehow has finessed him away from that IBF, and Errol Spence is going to have a little more time before he gets, you know, a mandatory. WBO, of course, is Terrence Crawford, heavily rumored that his fight with Jose Benavidez for October the 13th on regular ESPN is going to be announced soon. So with this deal, as we've talked about, the main guys at 147, even the contenders, are over on the Al Heyman side. So right now, what I was talking about, going back to what I was saying, Garcia has a system. If he fights Shawn Porter, then he'll fight somebody like Andre Berto next, then fight Errol Spence. You know, he doesn't take two tough fights back to back. Some people don't like it, but hey, that's his system. It works for him. It's just that ever since the Mauricio Herrera, you know, disaster, and then he came back and fought Rod Soga for whatever reasons, you know, because of weight or whatever, you know, fans just been pissed at it. Remember, he used to be a hero when he beat Lucas Matisse, when people thought he was going to get his head chopped off. You know, people thought Amir Khan obviously was going to beat him, but then once that whole thing happened in Puerto Rico, and then he fought Rod Sulka, then there was all these cherries, it was just they were everywhere. It was cherries everywhere. I can't stand it, but they were everywhere. You know, and you know they chased him out of rap. He was doing pretty good, but the hate of all the cherries overcame anything he was trying to do. People was like, "No, fuck his barbershop, fuck all that shit, fuck him, cherries. They were cherries, you know, at the gym, at the gym. I understand it's a healthy, you know, fruit snack and everything still. So I'm wondering, like, Shawn Porter has insinuated or talked about that he might want to dance with the stars and dance the night away. But if he goes that route, then Danny Garcia's obviously had issues with fighters who decide to, you know, try to dance and everything. But in that case, look what happened to Lamont Peterson. Lamont Peterson, it didn't work out for him. In regards to, can Danny Garcia knock Shawn Porter out? Shawn Porter has shown he has a chin. In fact, we're going to show you right here. Let's see, where's it at? No, that's Danny Garcia. Shawn Porter has shown that his chin is legit right here. It's going to be the right. Now, it's going to be a two-punch, but it's going to be the right that's really going to get him from Thurman.
Shawn Porter.
That one. Yeah, I'm going to slow it down. My bad. That shit was mean. That would have dropped a lot of fighters. Did they remember the uppercut later on in the fight where, you know, he had the know-how to just hold, like, oh shit, you know? Danny Garcia almost got his head chopped off. When was that? Was it this one? Almost got his head chopped off. Literally. His head almost went flying into the motherfucking rafters. So the point is, these guys, you know, like, their chins are battle tested. The problem is, when you look at both of the fighters, you know, on paper, you would give Shawn Porter the edge because of his aggressiveness. Danny Garcia is the more calm, underrated boxer. For example, he has a jab that he rarely uses, but when he does, you know, it works. And if you notice, Danny Garcia was cool. You've never seen him really, like, fucked up. I mean, obviously, you know, because, you know, he's Puerto Rican and everything, his skin be getting all smashed up. But it's a 50-50 fight, man. It's a 50-50 fight. But I wouldn't be surprised if I see somebody get knocked the fuck out. But can you imagine if one of these guys gets knocked out? I bet that they're waiting. The mean fingers and are ready, especially for Danny Garcia. But in regards to Shawn Porter, if he wins, man, you know, congratulations to him, because he's been real humble and really wanting this shot to finally get to, you know, get up there to the big times again and be that A-side, be the green belt champion that holds all the keys to the 147-pound division. Yeah, right now, you know, people say Errol Spence is number one. But if Shawn Porter was to go on the fight, Danny Garcia, then Errol Spence, and listen, the money's there for him to fight Errol Spence now. You know, Showtime was in a situation where they were paying these guys a lot, you know, and to keep them from going over to other platforms. The money's there right now for Errol Spence and Shawn Porter to fight. I don't think it should have to be on pay-per-view. But depending on how both of these guys win in their next fights, depending on, you know, if things fall into place, you know, I would pay for Shawn Porter versus Errol Spence. Anyway, we'll see, though. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. The undercard is going to be shown. Let's go look at the card. I'm tripping, right? Before we go, let's go look at the card. Danny got a gift against Ashley Theophane, too. But fighters get gifts all the time. Who was the guy that people say Shawn Porter got a gift against? The guy that fought Khan, too. Here's the card so far. I'm going to explain it to you. Danny Garcia versus Shawn Porter. Yordanis Ugas versus Cesar Miguel Barrio Nuevo. Adam Konaki versus Charles Prince, Return of the King. Actually, he should be a king now. Charles Martin, who's been having a very good camp. I've been seeing videos on him. Amanda Serrano versus Yamila Esterinoso. Remember this guy right here. You know, it's a shame what happened, you know, on both sides. This is the guy who fought Pritchard Colon, Terrell Williams. You know, I can understand Pritchard Colon's family being, you know, but it's a shame that this guy's been cursed with this, you know. And it's a shame, obviously, that Pritchard Colon is in a coma. I had an exclusive interview with him. It was a crazy-ass story. I put the interview on a channel from a few years ago when he was telling me how he used to watch my videos when he was a kid. Crazy-ass shit. You know, but it's good to see that he's doing somewhat better, but it's crazy. But, you know, this is look at all these motherfucking fights. So I guess what they had to do, Danny Garcia and Shawn Porter eat up a huge part of the budget, especially for a Showtime fight. This is you know, you rarely see two big sides like this go together. So I guess the undercard had to, you know, suffer, you know. But they said, fuck it. We can't give you, you know, quality on the undercard. We're going to give you motherfucking quality. Quantity. This Wilder brother. I expect for Deontay Wilder to be there as well. I expect for Deontay Wilder to be there. Keith Thurman, you know, because they really want to say, you know, send a message to say, yeah, we're Showtime and we're still here. But we're going to see, though. I'm not going to the fight. I am so I thought I would be mad that I'm not going to the fight. I didn't even try to go. I already planned on not going. But I'm really looking forward to covering this from home, you know. So now that we're here, we're in September, you know, we got fights every single week, major fights. You know, I'm staying my black ass in the crib. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.